We were on our way to the Krakkarov volcano in Russia. While looking over what little information I had on the final member of the Fiendish Five, I began to notice something. In the 4 parts of the Thievius Raccoonus recovered so far, several of the pictures depict a shadowy owl-like figure, which looks very similar to the police images of the mysterious clockwork. Is this a strange coincidence, or is there something I'm missing?
Hey, Sly! The road to Clockwork's fortress is blocked! Do me a favor and shoot out that lock for me, would you, pal?
Hello everyone, I'm Rob the Mod and welcome to part 34 of Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus in HD on the PlayStation 3, and this is the finale of the game. Now, I'm doing the commentary here after the fact for 2 reasons. Obviously you've seen the title of the video, it's just The Cold Heart of Hate, and that's just the name of the entire job. And the reason for that is this doesn't really have a hub world, it just kind of, like, you can leave and come back, but it just, as you're going through, it just kind of forces you into the next mission, basically. So I decided, why not, I'll combine it into one giant video. And the other reason I'm doing the commentary after the fact is, although I was talking live during this bit and the next bit, a lot of it I was, towards the end, I really had to concentrate, because it's all different, like, you know, missions like this. There's not really, to be fair, a lot of platforming to be done. There is some, but there's not really a lot. And yeah, I mean, to be honest, I was talking live during this, and I just said I was talking during the next one, but even during the next one, I wouldn't really say I was talking that much. But yeah, so this is slightly different than the rest of the game, as I said. It's got the whole, there's no hub world. So we obviously start off here with our turret gun that we're using. And we have to fight these robotic owls, or shoot these mines, or shoot those rocks. And there is some combinations, I believe, towards the end of this. There's also no clue bottles on any of these levels. Yeah, you have to shoot those, like, mine rocks. I don't really know what they are, but you have to kind of shoot them before they get anywhere near you. Now, I would actually say that this section is relatively easy. It's not, this is probably the easiest section. I mean, I didn't die at all during it. I mean, this is the other thing of why I did it after the fact. There was bits where I just kept dying and dying and dying, and I had to go back and I had to get extra lives. And I was just like, this is kind of ridiculous. The final boss battle of this game, it wasn't bad. I could do the first and the third sections rather easily. It was the second section. And obviously we'll see when we fight Clockwork what that is. But yeah, that was kind of really annoying.
We've got to get through that security door on the far side of the cavern. The only way to unlock it is to analyze at least 60 of those hanging computers.
Would have been easy to get at them if Murray hadn't thrashed our new turret.
Yeah, won't be a problem. I can hack the computer's connection couplings so they'll fall to the ground. Then, Murray will have to run over them with the van.
Okay, and Murray, remember to use our new battering ram by hitting the square button if anyone tries to keep you from those computers.
So this section is burning rubber, and this was the first one where I had to redo it. Admittedly, I only had to do it twice, because I didn't really ram these snail things, slug things, whatever they are. Fire snails, I believe they're called. Or fire slugs, whichever it is. I wasn't really ramming them. I just kind of thought, oh, can I actually collect them without them getting them? But no, they eat the computers, so yeah. You really do have to ram them away to get them. It doesn't really explain it, to be fair. It was just more like, oh, collect 60 computers and do it before all the snails eat them. And then after I failed, Bentley was like, oh, you should actually try, hitting them, and I did it. So technically, first go, but also not, because... But that's kind of because the game, like I said, didn't explain it very well. I mean, it's not difficult, this, let's be honest. It's just explanations, please, developers, when you're trying to do stuff. Well, yeah, it controls just the same, really, as it was when you were racing it earlier in the game, if you've been playing the game. You know how that feels. It's not great at handling this thing, but it's not terrible. And there was a section where I kind of worried here where I wasn't going to do it. But, yeah. Probably about when it got to... When these ones came here, I was kind of like, am I actually going to make this? And then I just knocked them all out like that. And I was like, oh yeah, I've absolutely won this.
Nice driving, Murray. Now we have enough data to open the security doors. Just past them is the control room to Clockwork's Death Ray Tower. I think it's time for some Cooper thieving and sabotage. Don't you think, Sly? Careful, Sly! Those tiles are booby-trapped! You better get out of there!
Hold on. That's Carmelita. She looks trapped.
Serves that cop right. She's been dogging us from the start.
It's just a misunderstanding. We've got to free her.
Are you crazy, Sly? Clockwork probably stuck her there to trap you.
But if I don't do anything, Carmelita's doomed. Besides, stealing just won't be any fun without her.
Sly, your ridiculous raccoon logic sends shivers up my shell. But if you're determined to go through with this, that barrel will undoubtedly help, though I have no idea how you'll get up there.
Dude, a spire jump here, a rail slide there. I've done this a million times.
So here is our first platforming section, and you won't believe the amount of times I actually tried this. Mainly because, well, you'll see. Like this platforming section here is not difficult. Obviously you don't want to get electrocuted, and even this bit where you got to sneak around and not get hit by this searchlight, you almost get caught. But yeah, it's this section here when you're in the barrel. Now, if you remember when we were on Tide of Terror, we had to use the barrel. So it has been a very long time since we've used it. But yeah, you effectively just get constantly shot. And yeah, if the searchlight spots you, you are now going to be kind of... Like, obviously the idea is to try and get through without being spotted. Now, you can get through. I assume you can get through without being spotted, but even if you do obviously have an opportunity to try and make it. I am kind of stuck in a corner here. But yeah, if you're moving, the searchlights can see you. If you're not moving, they can't. It's like you're invisible again. So that's good. And we're rescuing the fox. I forgot her name now, which is really stupid because I literally just recorded this and it said it. The name, I just always think of Catalina from San Andreas, which that's not a name. It's Carmelia, isn't it? It's Carmelia Fox, that's it. Well, yeah, what also really didn't help is obviously the siren sound is just in my ears while I was recording this. It was really annoying. But I finally made it, took out the siren, and then took out the two things there and went in. And then we get a cutscene.
Sly Cooper! I should have known you were behind this.
You got me wrong, Miss Fox. I'm here to rescue you.
You sentimental fool. Empathy has always been the downfall of the Cooper clan.
I knew this was a trap. Looks like I'm going to have to do some fast and furious hacking to shut down that gas before Sly's brain is turned to cheese.
And if you thought sneaking through that section was bad, now we got Bentley's hacking minigame here. And this is kind of ridiculous. I mean, I know that doesn't look difficult now. And also, Bentley does explain this, but I kind of cut that out. Not really for time, but because obviously I died and it wasn't really... I didn't want to include that. But basically, you are moving with the left analog stick and you press... Now I can't remember. Is it square to shoot or is it the right analog stick to shoot? No, it's the right analog stick to shoot. That's it. Yeah, so it's basically, if you've ever played like the old arcade video games like Robotron 2084 and all that, or even, what was it called on the Geometry Wars, that was it, on the 360, on the Xbox 360. If you've ever played anything like that, twin stick shooter, it's like that, but obviously with this just being a kind of mini game in this, it's not really as good. Because well, those green things are really annoying. Because they're obviously the things that take out your health, and if there was just those red, like, spikes to deal with, it would be a lot easier. But no, if you touch any of these green things, it takes away part of your health, and therefore you can only take 5 hits. Now, I do have a lucky charm, so it's not actually that much of a problem. But yeah, actually taking out all the green bits is kind of ridiculous, because I think they're kind of like, they will always go towards you. Well, not always, but you know what I mean. It seemed like they were always... Like, if there was only the green bits to deal with, or there was only the red spikes to deal with, it wouldn't be so bad. But the fact that you have to deal with both is just kind of ridiculous, if you know what I mean. That's the problem. And I know that this kind of exists in future Sly games, which I'm not really looking forward to, but from the footage that I've seen, it's easier. It looks like it doesn't look like this, so maybe I'm looking forward to it, I don't know.
No code can stand before me.
Sly, I was wrong about you. Break me out of this force field by smashing its base, and I'll make it up to you somehow. I don't get it, Cooper. I've hunted you for years, tried to throw you behind bars, but when you get a chance to leave me in a cage, you set me free. Why?
Carmelita, we may be on opposite sides of the law, but you're not my enemy. Now, the homicidal robotic owl that built this death ray and nearly gassed us to death, that guy's on my list.
I see your point. All right. Until Clockwork and his evil schemes are destroyed, I suggest we work together.
Together at last. Huh, wait. I need that cane. It's been in my family for generations.
Don't worry, Ringtail. I'll cover you while you get it back. If you can, make your way to the top of the death ray. I stashed my jetpack there before Clockwork nabbed me.
Now that we're a team and all, I hate to leave your side.
Hold on. This truce is only temporary. Once we beat Clockwork, I'm coming after you.
Really?
Well, maybe I'll give you a 10-second head start.
So this section, if it's not obvious, is like the section where we were protecting Murray. Apart from this time, we're protecting Sly, because we are playing as Carmelia. Which is interesting. We're actually using her gun that she was using to shoot at us before. So she's actually a much better shot than she was, obviously. Although, obviously, we're not trying to actually shoot Sly this time. We are shooting those fire slugs. We're also going to shoot some of those robot owl things in a second, as he comes through these doors, or those windows, I should say. That's why I was shooting at them. I was trying to see if you could actually break the windows first. But you can't. And then you've also got to shoot these, like, electricity pylon things at the top. Be careful when you're doing this, by the way. There are some fire slugs that will appear behind Sly. And if you don't shoot them in time, you are basically screwed. There they are. But that's it. That makes this level complete once he's got the cane. And he goes through that section of the door.
There's Carmelita's jetpack right where she said it would be. The magnetronic support field for the death ray got destroyed as you were making a run for your cane. You'd better hurry. This whole thing is about to fall apart.
I'm on it.
And now we're on to another platforming section. Now this section, again, is not really that difficult as a platforming section. The only reason this took me a number of attempts, I'll tell you the point when we get to it. But basically there's a bit that goes under the lava, and obviously if you're on that when it goes under the lava, you will take a hit. And yeah, it's this section here. This falls, and like that, I took the hit, but luckily I had a lucky charm. Don't know if the game was just being nice to me and give me a lucky charm or what, but it just seems to... When you're going up here, by the way, you're going to slide down, so you got to rapidly jump up. But yeah, as a platforming section, it's not really that difficult. You got to obviously watch out for these electricity sections. There is a lot of them. But aside from that, yeah, it's on this section's a bit mean, although it's not too difficult, like I said. But I honestly, at this point, I thought I was going to die on this one, but no, I actually didn't. Never died here. But yeah, you just got to avoid these electric sections, which I feel like are going to be like the core, like that's going to be what's going to get you the first couple of times you try this if you do die. If you do get this the first go, well, good for you. You're better than me. But it was that falling section that really got me. Because I died a number of times there. Anyway, we got another cutscene.
Okay, that jetpack is easy to fly. Use the left analog stick to aim and steer, and press the square button to fire its rockets. Sly! Behind you!
Sly Cooper, you have escaped my gas chamber and destroyed my death ray. Remarkable. You Coopers always find a way to beat me.
Always? So that was you in the background of all those old pictures in the Thievius Raccoonus. How old are you?
Perfection has no age.
What? You're immortal?
Revenge is the prime ingredient in the fountain of youth. I've kept myself alive for hundreds of years with a steady diet of jealousy and hate, awaiting a day when I would finally eclipse your family's thieving reputation.
Sly! My missiles don't hurt him but seem to create holes in his armor. Shoot into the gaps I create!
Yes, now we are actually battling Clockwork. And like I said, this boss battle is not that difficult. We're flying the jetpack. The only section that I had trouble with, as I will explain, is the second phase of the boss battle. But this first phase is not that difficult. Basically, you're just flying the jetpack. You hold right or left when he fires at you, so you're on the corner of the screen. You ignore his taunts that he's doing there, and when Camellia fires at him and the bits glow, you shoot that section. It's kind of funny because she says that my shot doesn't do any damage, and if you actually have a look, it actually does a tiny amount of damage on his health bar there. So it's kind of funny that, but yeah, it's not like it really causes that much damage, so I kind of understand what she's saying.
Nice shooting, Sly! You got him! Wow, that's one tough owl.
I don't get it. You're so familiar with my family. You must have known my father had a son. If you hated the Coopers so much, why did you let me live when you stole the Thievius Raccoonus?
Because I wanted to show the world that without your precious book, the Cooper line was nothing.
Ah, well, there's where you're wrong. The Thievius Raccoonus doesn't create great thieves. It takes great thieves to create the Thievius Raccoonus.
Enough, Sly Cooper. It ends here. I will finish you like I finished your father. Then the Cooper line will be erased, and the only master thief will be Clockwork.
And this second part here, the second phase of the boss battle, is where I really had trouble. It's with these, basically, you know, that happened constantly. And I don't quite understand why. The controls for the jetpack are not great, in my opinion. You basically got to line it up, and I was lining it up every single time, and I just kept getting hit by the edge of the circle. And then finally, after probably 10 or so attempts, it was just like, I got this attempt here, where I got it perfect, apart from that first hit. But yeah, I honestly have no idea what was up.
My experience is greater.
When I was doing it, I was doing literally the exact same movements. I don't know. Maybe the game was being nice to me. But the thing is, once you die, you will start from the beginning. You don't start from this phase, you start right from the beginning. So, yeah, that's kind of the most annoying thing. And I noticed a lot of people actually say they had trouble with this section. On Reddit, at least. I don't know, on YouTube or whatever, but yeah, this was... I didn't like this section. But it finally clicked after about 10 or so attempts. And, yep, as soon as this is done, we're not finished just yet. We've got yet another cutscene.
Now's your only chance, Sly! You've got to get to his head and destroy it before his auto reconstructs.
So yeah, we've got one final platforming section. We've got to get to the middle without being got by these lasers, basically. And of course, if you are got by these lasers, you're gonna get, well, killed next time you touch a laser. And that does kind of happen, I think. Yep, there it is. So I really didn't want to die here. I really also had no idea where the hell I was going, because I've never done this. That's why I'm kind of jumping to try and see where I needed to be, and I was like, oh. But then I actually made it up, somehow, without dying. And like I said, this was all that gore, because I was like, if I hadn't... And then basically you just got to hit his head repeatedly. But if I died at that point, I think I would have stopped playing the game, to be honest. I would have tried this tomorrow.
It took some tricky maneuvering, but I managed to snatch that last piece of the Thievius Raccoonus from Clockwork's claw. I had taken down each member of the Fiendish Five: Raleigh, Mugshot, Ms. Ruby, the Panda King, and finally Clockwork. I'd beaten them all one by one and reclaimed my birthright. Of course, there was no way I could have gotten here without the help of my pals. I know this hasn't been easy for them, yet they stuck with me through it all. Murray, boy, it took a lot of guts for him to get out in the field with me. I know he was scared, but he's got more heart than anyone I've ever known. And thank goodness for Bentley. Without his expertise, I'd have never found my way off that rooftop in Paris. A guy couldn't ask for a better gang of friends. Who could ever forget the lovely Carmelita? Looks like we're not going to be friends anymore. Now that Clockwork's death ray is out of commission, we're back to playing cops and robbers. I thought for sure she was going to slap the handcuffs on me right then and there. But instead, she was true to her word and gave me that 10-second head start. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2... one. I felt bad leaving her stranded on that giant rock, but I knew it wouldn't be long before we'd see each other again.
Anyway, I have been Rob the Mod. Thank you very much for watching part 34 of Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus in HD on the PlayStation 3. And yeah, that's this game over. Now, you're probably expecting that Sly 2 will follow this, and to be honest, I thought that's probably what I was going to do. But then I kind of decided, you know, I've put Watch Dogs on hiatus because I did the 14 episodes for covering up Doom Eternal that I will still do at some point, but the fact that I got to like episode 9 of that and then it got really difficult and I was like, you know, I'm going to put that on a break, but I'm not going to release the episode yet. I'm not going to put that on hiatus. But I need to do Watch Dogs. So yeah, Watch Dogs is going to replace this, obviously starting from episode 15. And then once Watch Dogs is finished, we're going to obviously move on to Sly 2. And then 3 and 4. So that's how that's going to go. So yeah, I've been Rob the Mod. Thank you very much for watching part 34 of Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus in HD on the PlayStation 3. I will hopefully see you for Watch Dogs. If not, I hopefully will see you for Sly 2. Ta-ra.
I hate to tell you this, Sly, but the Thievius Raccoonus isn't fully restored. You're gonna have to go back and unlock all the vaults to find the pages you're missing. There is some good news, though. A friend of mine in Japan just sent me this really cool movie. And guess what? It's all about us!
いやー危なかった。ま、カルマリータちゃんには悪いけど、今回も俺様たちの勝ちだ。このデータファイルがあれば父ちゃんの敵が撃てる。あれはまだ俺が子供の頃だ。よく父ちゃんの膝の上で遊んでたっけ。俺様の一族は代々伝わる義族の家系。そして受け継がれた技をまとめたのがこのラクーナの秘伝書だ。その洗練を極めた忍びの技だが、そこには必ず守らなければいけない厳しい掟があった。義族たる者を名誉にかけて狙うは悪党のみ、善人からは奪わない。ところが俺様が秘伝書を受け継ぐことになった夜、突然5人のギャングがやってきた。奴らは俺を守ろうとした父ちゃんを、そしてとうとう見つけ出してしまったんだ。大切なラクーナの秘伝書を。奴らは俺様の全てを奪いやがった。きっと中に書かれた技を使って悪いことをしでかすに違いねえ。そして俺様は一人ぼっち町の孤児院に入った。だがここで素晴らしい仲間に出会ったんだ。天才発明家、頼れる相棒ベントレー、そしてマーレ。食いしん坊でちょっとドジだがまあ憎めない弟分さ。仲間と一緒に俺様は父ちゃんの敵を討ち、そして秘伝書を取り返す。クーパーの名前に恥じない義族になれるか、それとも失敗してご先祖の顔に泥を塗るのか。さあ俺様たちの運命はどっちだ。